For me, I think that intimacy is multifaceted. I think that it encompasses a lot of things. And just to be honest, I don't want to have sex if we 3 months behind on the rent. Like, if you can't afford to pay bills, then the intimacy to me, that's going to be a contributing factor. So I think with that being said, it goes both ways. I think someone else said it. Like, you're more likely to be submissive and to be on a different intimate plane with someone if you feel like you're taken care of, and this man is leading you and taking care of you, and you guys have this connection with one another. Of course, it's going to be a totally different experience. But that's not solely just based on money. Like, I think she used money as an example, but it's never just based on money. Because you can date a man with money and his intimacy is trash. So I don't think that it's solely based on money. I think that it's a number of things that goes into play when it comes to intimacy and relationships.
And but the problem is that she didn't say that. She specifically used money in that example, and I'm quite sure all of the women was, oh yeah, in the audience.
You
So
gotta watch the rest of the
No,
podcast. You gotta watch
I,
the
I
whole
But
podcast.
she didn't just talk about money. She emphasized being honored, and she used taking care of the bills as one of the ways to honor
mhm.
your home is to make it your responsibility, or our, or mostly your responsibility to take care of those things because it makes her life easier.
I get that. So Aisha had used an example in which was an extreme. She said that if we 3 months behind, then I don't want to have sex. I get that. But what if you're in a stable home, all of the bills are paid, you guys have a understanding, uh verbally, contractually, whatever, as to how the bills are being paid, you have a whole setup, everything is going good. From what she said essentially is that I'm not going to fully submit to you and give you this full amount of intimacy that I have to give unless everything is being covered. I think that's a
I didn't
disheartening
hear
No, I
that.
message.
didn't get that.
And I think that
That's
there,
literally what she said though.
I didn't hear
I mean,
that. And
I can chime in and share. Oh, go ahead, Aisha.
I think that for most women, I know for me, there are levels to submission. Okay, first of all, let's start there. Secondly, if I have already decided, like we're already past that phase, right? I've already submitted to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't then be like, oh, well, I'm gonna scratch this away and scratch this away. I've already submitted to you. I've already given you my all. I've already did everything, right? So say for instance, the rent don't get paid, you lose your job, right? It's my, as your wife, right, I'm supposed to step in and cover those bills, but for how long?
Why do
Right?
we keep going to the rent isn't getting paid? Why can't we just
Well,
have
let
why
me
can't
add
we just
another
discuss
perspective
why
outside of money.
well
Then,
no let's just discuss a mutual healthy relationship where all of the bills are being paid and there's no I have to cover everything. Maybe it's 60-40, 70-30, whatever the case may be, but it's a mutual and happy relationship. Is
for
that
sure.
man still not supposed to receive the amount of intimacy and submission
Did you hear what she
throughout?
said?
Of
She
course
said,
he
how
is.
long is she supposed to do that? How long is she supposed? You're supposed to do it as long as it takes, ladies. Why has it got to be a time limit on how you should support your husband if he's in that
20
situation?
years,
Why
20
has it got to be
years.
a time limit? So I got 30 days in order to get my shit financially right, and if I don't get it in 30 days, you out.
What
No,
the
Then you
time
don't really
limit?
want
Can
it.
I chime
What
What
in
is
if
a
on
I
what I
say
love
think
this
at?
to
is,
your
or what I
daughter?
Again,
think
it
is
all
Hold on, one
if
mic, one mic, one
again,
mic.
if y'all sit there saying how long should you have to do that? As long as it takes. But Dad, you putting a time limit on it, that lets me know your love is conditional, not unconditional.
no. Okay, so can I just chime in real quick? So
Hold on,
for
hold on,
No,
hold
me,
on,
Aisha,
Brittany. Hold on, Brittany. Hold on, hold on. We're gonna go
Aisha, just
Brittany.
answer that.
Okay, we're gonna go Brittany. Let's go Clout Shan. And let's check in with Kelly. and then let's make sure we go in that order, y'all, just so we can make sure we spreading the mic.
So when I think of intimacy, right? Intimacy is closeness, right? And how do you become close with somebody? It's not just about the money, right? Because you can have somebody paying all the bills and have zero intimacy. For me, intimacy is built on someone creating an environment where I feel comfortable communicating. If I have an issue, can I talk to you? Will you talk to me? Can we clearly, work through issues or whatever the case may be? It's also about vulnerability. Like, can I be vulnerable with you? Can I share with you things about my past? Can I be myself around you? Can I be silly? You know what I mean? Or do I always have to put on a certain persona when I'm with you? And then trust. You know what I mean? Like, are you keeping it real with me? Are you honest? Are you transparent? You know what I mean? Am I going to hear about something out on the streets, or is what I see what I get? That builds intimacy. The money part is important, going back to partnership, but in terms of intimacy, money has nothing to do with building intimacy, at least in my book.
Go ahead, Clap. Go ahead, Clap.
I don't agree with the idea that she presented that intimacy somehow breeds submission. And the reason, and I have several examples for this, but if intimacy bred submission, then there would be no such thing as sexless marriages, because as couples get to know each other more and go through more experiences together and have a more intimate understanding of one another, they should be increasing in sexual desire. But actually the opposite happens. As they get to know each other more and they have more intimate experiences with each other, the sexual desire tends to go down less. Now, my belief is that women submit to who they want to. And part of my belief is that women use submission as a tool to gain leverage over men that they don't have leverage over. So, for example, we'll do this submission thing. There are husbands that are paying all the bills, that know all of their wife's intimate details of their mind, that are not getting sexual submission, right? But then there are women who will get on a state bus and go 4 hours to go see a dude in jail who they only get to talk to for 3 minutes at a time on a collect call, and there's no actual intimacy there. But she'll get on that bus. If he says, yo, I need you to go downtown, pick up a brick from homie, I need you to break it up, I need you to go da-da-da, then I need you to go over there, drop off the work, da-da-da. They'll do that. And they'll do it word for word, detail for detail. Why? Because the guy who's in jail is actually unattainable. He's in jail, and so she's willing to submit in order to try to gain his favor, in order to try to gain his attention. But a man who's actually has an intimate connection with her closely will probably not get submission. That's also the reason why women don't date friends. This is why the nice guy, the best friend, is never hitting the cheeks, because clearly that's the guy that you can express yourself to and creates a space for you to tell everything. This is your best friend, but yet you're not giving him the cheeks. You're not giving him submission. So the idea that intimacy and submission are connected at all is an entire farce. Again, like I said before, submission is a tool women use to gain leverage. Once the leverage is gained, the submission will be gone. This is why most guys will experience women jumping through hoops for them when there's no title. But as soon as the title comes involved, she's willing to do less. As soon as the ring comes involved, she's willing to do less. As soon as the marriage comes, she's willing to do less. It's all about leverage, in my opinion, and that's all it is. A woman is only submitting to who she wants, who she desires. If she views you as more valuable than her and she wants leverage over you, she will use submission as that tool so that you can gain an intimate attachment to her. But that's all it is. It's not this whole intimacy makes a woman just open up and be more submissive. There's so many examples that prove that it's the exact opposite. I'll end there.